Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Luca Berger, and the best way I can describe myself is that I'm an AI enthusiast and experimenter. And today, for my first LinkedIn slash Loom slash YouTube video, I'm going to be doing a step-by-step walkthrough of how to build a Zap or a workflow using Zapier. For all of you that don't know, Zapier is a automation platform that uses AI to build very easy to use workflows. It's basically automation platform for beginners. So for those of you that want to start out building these automations, this is the perfect platform to experiment with that. So today we're going to build a job application form. And while it's not really going to be useful for everyone, for HR people, it's going to be great. However, for most of you, it's just to show you like how easy it is to actually build automations of AI in the present day. So yeah. So for all of you that don't know, basically automations consist of something called triggers and actions. Triggers are the events that initiate the whole workflow to occur, and then actions are the following events that come after the trigger is initiated. So for us, the trigger is going to be done through Google Forms, but just for future context, you can use 7,000 different apps here, and basically every single app that you could imagine that most of us use, from Google apps to Microsoft to Notion, Slack, Salesforce, and even Zapier's own apps where you build agents, tables, basically their version of Google Sheets, chatbots, etc. But we're going to use Google Forms for the trigger. So Google Forms, and for the trigger event, basically what our applicant is going to do is submit a Google form response. So the trigger will be new form response. We're going to configure it to then have the job application form final, and then the test. We're then going to test the trigger, but we're going to be using it from a response that we're about to make right about now. So watch this. So as part of the job application form, if I wish job applications were this easy, there'll be the name, the email, the position the applicant's interested in applying for, and the amount of experience they have in that position. So fill out my name, so Luca, my very secret email, the position, so marketing, and I'll put, I don't know, 4 years. I'll submit it. Okay. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to click Find New Records. And once you publish this, it'll be completely automated. But for this, we're going to then select this response. We're going to continue with the selected record. And then we're going to start our first action. So that's going to be done through Google Sheets. The action event is going to be because once the applicant fills out the form, a new row will be created. So we're going to create a spreadsheet row. So then we're going to continue with that. We're going to select the spreadsheet, which I will show you in 1 second. It'll be this Zapier workflow sheet 1. And like you said here, we didn't see any headers in the selected spreadsheet worksheet. Don't worry about that because I'm going to show you how simple it is to actually create a very rough draft of a table using Google Sheets. So luckily Google has a lot of this stuff integrated inside it. So we're going to click blank table. We're going to put name, email, just like the Google form, position, so field, and then experience in terms of the years. So we're going to go back now to the portal. We're going to reload this to update. See, all this stuff pops up now. So the name, I'm going to show you this very clutch feature, which is part of every Zap, is this plus button. And it's a dynamic feature. So basically what you do is you select the name. So that's my name. So if another person submits, it might be Jonathan, it might be Elizabeth. But for me, since it's the specific form response, it's Luca. The email is going to be this very secret email. The position is going to be marketing, because that's what I put in the form. And experience is going to be 4 years. And then we're going to go click continue. We're going to test the step. So once we test it, it says successful. So when you go back to the Google Sheet, see this, it magically pops up. Before it was nothing there. Now we're going to have this form that we just submitted in there. So what we're going to do next is then we're not going to publish it yet because we're not done. We're going to add another step, which is delay. For this video, it won't really matter so much, but I'm going to include it anyway because in the real world, it will matter. So our action step is we're going to delay the email, which we're going to add a next step for a certain period of time. So as you can see here, there's two values we have to add in. The unit for amount of time is delayed, so that's like the minutes, hours, days, weeks. For the context of this video, we're going to do minutes. And then for time delay, we're going to put 1 minute. But you could put 10 minutes, you could put 5 minutes, or you can put 100 minutes. But in this case, we're going to put 1 minute. Click continue. We're going to test the step again. And if you haven't noticed before, every time we add another step or action to the Zap or workflow, we have to test it each time to make sure it works. So we're going to test it again. And then see, it works. So we have this little check mark up here, but we're not done yet. This is where the last part of the workflow comes in. So we're going to add Gmail now, because the last part of this is we're going to, you know how in the job application, when you submit it, they always send you a response back saying, congratulations for submitting, wait to hear back soon. We're going to send that email right now. We're going to set that up right now. So the action event is because we're sending an email, the action event is going to be send email. And then we're going to select the account. Boom, bada bing. We're then going to then, this is the important part. So this plus feature again comes in very handy here. We're going to go to number 2. We're going to, because we're sending an email, we're going to put the email in the to part. And then for the subject, we're going to put congrats for applying to Luca's personal ventures. And then here, this plus feature again is going to come in handy too, because you'll see in a second. So dear, and they're going to think it's so hyper personalized, but little they know it's completely automated. And this is what they do when you receive an email that says dear blank, whatever your name is. They probably do something like this: dear Luca, thank you for applying for the marketing role position here. Role at Luca's personal ventures. If we deem you a good fit, we will reach out to you for the next step in the application process. Good luck. Best, Luca personal ventures. See that? Absolutely beautiful. We then can submit this, make sure everything is correct here. There we go. It should be correct. And then you'll see in 1 second, once you click test step, we're going to receive an email in the inbox. So let's go back here. Should be coming in any minute now. See? Right here, congrats on applying to Luca's personal ventures. So look at that. We received that amazing email that totally doesn't have any capitalization errors or spacing errors. And see that? So since that works, we're then going to click publish. And then see, right now I'm using the free plan, but that's because you see here, this exact feature is the one that's a pro feature. So if you remove this, then it'll be free. For context, I believe it's $20 a month to have any pro features, but a lot of the time you can just use free features. But for those that want to automate and save a lot of time, this comes in really handy. So yeah, for any automation people, I hope this is helpful, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.